Hey everyone, it's Nico with Legacy Realty, your real estate advisor and real estate agent, and I hope you're having a great week. Today's Tuesday, which means if you haven't ever seen these videos before, the reason why I do these videos is not for myself, but for you guys. And the reason why I do these videos for you guys is because I want to teach and train and educate you guys about what it means to be a home buyer, a home seller, what it means if you want to get in a real estate investment, and what it means to be a homeowner, and how you can increase the value of your home. And so that's the reason why I do these videos, is to teach and train, educate, and to educate you guys. And so what I want to talk about today is how to, if you own a home, or maybe you just bought a home and you're going to gain equity in the next year, how can you use the equity that you have built in your home? I know someone who I work with. They know someone who bought their home 7 or 8 years ago in the Denver area for just under $400,000. Or just under $425,000, and they sold their home in the last year, and they sold their home for $800,000. That's almost $400,000 equity that they built in their home that they were able to cash out on by selling their home in 7 or 8 years. And so I've heard people say before, I have all this equity in my home. Now what? How do I get to it? Can I even get to it? Do I have to is the only way I can get to the equity in my home by selling my home and moving to farm town Midwest and then just, pocketing all that cash? And the answer is that's one of the ways. If you're maybe someone who's at retirement age and they don't want to stick around Denver, and so they sell their home and they buy their next home in a cheaper area with cash, and then they can pocket the rest, then that's one way you can actually gain the equity from your home and put it in your pocket. But there are other ways to actually use the equity in your home. So maybe you want to use the equity in your home to upgrade your home, or maybe you want to use it to put a down payment on another home, or maybe you want to use the equity to go on a vacation to Europe. I'm telling you, do not use the equity to go on a vacation to Europe. If you reach out to me and say, hey, Nico, I need to pull out equity in my home. Can you get me in touch with the lender? I want to go on a vacation to Europe. I'm going to say no. I'll get you the number, but I would strongly advise you not to do so. Or maybe you want to launch a small business, or maybe you want to use that equity to actually pay off loans, because there's a better interest rate, whatever it is, you can actually use that equity to really do a lot. You can get really creative with it. And so the question is, though, what can I do with the equity, and how do I get to it? Another way you can use the equity in your home is by leveraging it. And what I mean by that, maybe you say you've built $400,000 to $500,000 in equity in your home. You can take out some of that money, split it, and then maybe buy a rental or two, and leveraging that money to actually invest into real estate. And all you need to do is invest about 20 or 30 grand to actually just buy into a home, right? In the next year, in the next couple of years, that home will just continue to appreciate. And then let's say you buy 3 homes, and then you sell and in the next few years, they all appreciate, and you sell all your homes, and then you pay everything off that you need to, you'll still have a lot of money that you'll be able to pocket. So you can leverage that equity in your home. And so you can take it and then use it to multiply your value, your wealth in real estate, and use it to actually gain wealth through real estate. So like I mentioned, you can use some of that too to update your home. So the question is, how do I actually pull out the equity out of my home? And so the way you pull out equity in your home is by getting in touch with a lender that you trust. If you don't know a lender, reach out to me. I have lenders that I trust and who do a great job and who will be able to help you and answer any and all of these questions. So the first step is getting in touch with a lender and talking about what it is you want to pull your equity out for. What are your options and what's the best scenario? Because there is a few ways to pull out your equity, and depending on some of those ways, you can only pull out a certain amount. And so one way is by actually taking out a home equity loan. So this is just a second mortgage, and it's just repaid over a period of time. So that's one way. Another way that provides more flexibility is actually pulling out a home or home equity line of credit, which is a second mortgage with a revolving balance. And what that means is that you borrow what you need, you pay it off, and then you actually borrow again. So that's another way. And then a third way is that you can do a cash out refinance. In this case, you would refinance your home for a larger amount, which allows you to take out the difference in cash. So there's many ways you can actually pull out the equity in your home. Like I said, you need to reach out to a lender, talk with them about what are your best options. Don't just be unwise about it to take it out for a vacation to Europe, but be smart and strategic about it, because there are risks and you need to know those risks too about pulling out your equity and then pulling out second mortgages, all that kind of stuff. There are risks, so you need to understand what those risks are, what your options are, and be smart about it as well. So a lot of people don't see their equity as cash, but the fact is your equity is cash. And I'm telling you, you can use it. You can pull some of it out and use it. You can be creative with it. So if you have any questions, if you don't know a lender and you're like, man, I want to update my kitchen, how do I pull some of the equity out of my home to use this to update my kitchen? If you don't have a lender that you trust, reach out to me. I would love to get in touch with you, and I'd love to answer any questions that you may have and help you figure out what the best use of your money is. And then I would love to get you in touch with a lender that I trust who can help you figure out what your best options are and how to go about taking out that equity in your home. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Until next week, I hope you all have a great week. See you all later.